Greetings everyone, this is Ishan calling from Okimo, here to bring you yet another team analysis. I do apologize, there's actually been quite a bit of delays on my end since the Mega Camera Up team analysis. I think it's been 3 weeks, maybe a month. But anyways, the reason for that is because I realized the goal for me was to get all of the megas that I plan to do up on the and make a team analysis for them. But problem is Sun and Moon is coming out less than a week, or almost a week from now, and there's no way I was gonna get all of those megas out in time weekly, even if I didn't have any sort of delay. So unfortunately this is going to be the last 6th generation team analysis I would have, because Sun and Moon, you gotta keep things relevant. The 7th generation's coming, there's going to be different moves to learn, different abilities to learn, new Pokemon to talk about, Alolan forms. Who knows, I might still talk about these megas, but you never know that the entire metagame is going to change because of Generation 7 now. On the bright side, Mega Salamence is meant to be my last mega to talk about from Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire in the first place, before I was jumping back to the X and Y megas. So right now it's not a big problem. Now for the X and Y megas that I kept hold of, they might still happen, just not now. Nowhere near now. I also want to do other stuff on this channel besides the team analysis. Anyways, so let's start by talking about Mega Salamence. When he was introduced, I probably thought he was this game's Mega Kangaskhan, and to a degree, yeah, I'd probably say so. I think he was the most popular, most used, well-rounded Mega. He's not to the extent of Mega Kangaskhan in terms of versatility or anything. Like, yeah, he gets a certain amount of moves, but he is powerful. He is amazing. I also love its design, and I feel like I'm one of the few Pokemon who thinks so. So Mega Salamence, its draw is the Aerolite ability, allowing its normal attacks to be flying. On top of that, it gets a same type attack bonus and an extra boost from the ability itself. So you're basically getting 2 same type attack bonuses right there. I think it's basically, well, same type attack bonus is 50%, and the Aerolite boost is about 33% or 30%. It's one of those two. So yeah. Starting with Salamence, you want to start him off with the Intimidate ability, because that is much better off being in doubles. Moxie, if you can potentially get a KO before Mega Evolving, that could be nice, but this Salamence particularly is mixed. It's probably not going to benefit all the way through. Plus, Mega Salamence's stats, quite insane when you first look at it. Okay, it has amazing attack, very capable special attack here, really good speed. Its defense is what shocked me when I first saw it, and it gives me a reason why I should run Intimidate over Moxie. So that's really it. And the Dragon Flying typing is a very strong typing. It has that 4 times weakness to ice, and that's not really a big problem. The amount of resistances it gets, the immunity to ground. The big thing with dragon types is the fact that how they have a resistance of water, fire, and grass, the common elemental types, and that works for him. So that's pretty much why the dragon flying typing works out well defensively, and offensively it's much better because of that Aerolite ability, because flying overall is just a better offensive typing than dragon. Now, its moveset. Well, first, I guess I should say the naive nature. This is a mixed set for Mega Salamence, which is why the naive nature's there. It's actually the lowest stat of all of its stats, and it's not really a bad stat. I guess it's bad in terms of for a Mega, but if I'm running mixed, I may as well run the Naive Nature. However, you could get away with running a Timid Nature. Yeah, you might be running mixed, and it might be slightly weaker than it should be, but it could still work. And Timid is also nice if you're running purely special attack. I could see people run Flamethrower on Salamence, especially against Ferrothorn, because this particular set isn't great against some Steel types, or no, Steel types overall, and some Electric types is a problem. So you have Protect, a staple of doubles. It's really needed. Draco Meteor as his hard-hitting dragon stab move, and then you have your other new stab moves, which are all flying now. So Hyper Voice, great option. It became super popular because even though some Pokemon could run it back in Generation 5, the Pixelate, Aerialate, Refrigerate ability benefited this move because it not only is a great spread attack, but it gets that extra power. And then finally, Double Edge is a great physical counterpart to Hyper Voice. It's single target, but in some ways it's actually a stronger option because it's a single target. Hyper Voice and Double Edge are great against Fairy types. Double Edge in particular is especially good against those especially defensive Pokemon. It's great against Sylveon, it's great against Mega Gardevoir, it's great against, well, pretty much a lot of those special tanks that typically have higher special defense. Yeah, you see a Ludicolo on my team. I guess Ludicolo is another good example. Double Edge would be better off against it than Hyper Voice. Again, you don't have to run mixed. It's generally what I run for because its attack and special attack are just so good, and I think that's something Salamence benefits with compared to other Aerialate, Pixelate, Refrigerate Pokemon. So yeah, Mega Salamence is very good. Now it needs something to sort of deal with a lot of water types. The water types typically run ice attacks, and you also had Landorus to take care of because Landorus with the Intimidate, a lot of people run Assault Vest on Landorus, so Ludicolo is a staple, a fantastic Swift Swim Pokemon with fantastic coverage, gets access to Fake Out, which is great for doubles, and I think with the Swift Swim activated, it is actually the fastest Fake Out Pokemon. Well, actually, in some ways it is, otherwise, Shift Tree is also a good one because you're getting that speed boost as well. But it's solid, bulky stats kind of work, but the Assault Vest makes it even bulkier. It gets boosted by 1.5, so the special defense is essentially 150 because of it. So that's really good. It kind of works out well for it, and so you have Ice Beam to mainly cover against grass types. Grass types, other dragon types that Salamence can't really do much against, and Energy Ball for its stat option, and Scald for another stat option. Some people run Giga Drain for Assault Vest Ludicolo because if it's really that tanky, especially, Giga Drain works out. However, when it comes to VGC standards, the goal is to take down as many Pokemon as fast as possible. Energy Ball just kind of works out because it's a much stronger option. And yeah, you could say the same thing about Hydro Pump over Scald. I just kind of ease back with the accuracy on Hydro Pump because I run Rotom Wash. I used to run Rotom Wash a lot, but Hydro Pump has really hurt me because of its accuracy. Although, it's not a bad option over Scald. Scald again is just a nicer option. If you can also try out Surf. It could be very powerful, especially. So Surf could be decent too if you're okay with hurting your ally. Depends on your ally. So now we have Politoed. I've mentioned this before. Whenever I run Politoed, it's either going to be a Scarf Politoed or Support Politoed, and Support Politoed works out very well because it gets that speed control with Icy Wind, it gets Encore in case you need something to really mess with the opponent, and it gets Helping Hand for that extra priority. If it's low on health, you can do something to make your ally stronger. It also gets Perish Song, which I personally don't run, but a lot of people do, so that works out as well. The Citrus Berry lets it stand longer to do some extra damage to Scald. The Scald Burn Intimidate combo really hurts this Pokemon because I have 2 Pokemon with Intimidate and 2 Pokemon with Scald. So this works out for a lot of these Pokemon on my team. And then I made it more of a specially defensive Pokemon because of it, because I don't really need a lot of physically defensive Pokemon on it. Overall, Politoed, right now, the best Johto Pokemon that isn't a Mega that I could think of, because of how just powerful it brings in water types and destroys fire types. So it works out very well. Next up we have Hawlucha, which was the interesting thing to add. First off, I love Hawlucha. I love its concept and everything around it. It has some very solid abilities. While Modebreaker is solid as a very good ability, I will say it's the weaker one for Hawlucha because he doesn't really take advantage of it very much. The Limber ability is fantastic for this speedy Pokemon. Unburden makes him ridiculously fast. It's a better option for this in singles because of that Power Herb Sky attack, but I have tried out Unburden Hawlucha in doubles because of the Fling combo, because of making Hawlucha into a fast sweeper. Also with a Symbiosis combo with Florges. Now for this Hawlucha, if you want to run a sweeper Hawlucha, that can work. Otherwise, this one is going to be a support Hawlucha, and despite its EV spread being more offensive, it has higher attack, it has higher speed, it doesn't really have any bulk put into it at all. That is mainly to make it into a speedy support Pokemon, and it is especially a good way for Hawlucha to deal with, I would say, grass types. I would say to extend grass types, maybe it can also deal with Ferrothorn rather simply, not by the most, but it does okay. Focus Sash is especially good on him, and he's also a good way of dealing with Mega Kangaskhan because of the fighting typing on him. First off, he gets Quick Guard, starting with 1 support. Having Quick Guard is great against Mega Kangaskhan or any Fake Out Pokemon in general. Covers against Prankster. It also covers against Thundurus. And while the easy choices to Thunderbolt the Hawlucha, you can have Ludicolo out, you can Salamence out on the side. Quick Guard can support them from a Thundurus, from a Klefki, Meowstic, from a Thunder Wave. That would help out a lot. Tailwind is my alternate speed control. I have Icy Wind on Politoed, and I will show you later, but I do have Thunder Wave on Ferrothorn, and Tailwind is the third option of speed control for Hawlucha because it's also a very fast Pokemon. Next up is Skydrop, which was always an interesting move to me. I don't think there's any Technician Pokemon that can learn Skydrop, but Skydrop as it is, a 60 base power, not entirely strong, but it essentially turns a double battle into a single battle for 1 turn. It also renders the Pokemon he's carrying useless for 1 turn. So you can kind of be very strategic with it. You can get rid of a Pokemon even if they're levitating, flying, just out of the field. That way you can do good damage against them, or at least do chip damage, or give your ally an advantage over the other ally. There might be ways of your opponent to benefit their ally, but Skydrop is going to screw them over. There's a lot of ways of seeing it. And then finally, it's Low Kick. Now, High Jump Kick overall is a much stronger option, and he also gets Super Power if you don't really care for its attack to be, so low, or to be its primary focus, because it isn't for me. You know, my Hawlucha, despite having higher attack than defense, is I wouldn't mind running superpower. However, I like running more reliable stuff. I don't really run superpower overall in general, you know, but low kick is nice, a nice fighting option. Other options you can give Hawlucha. Hawlucha does get some really nice support moves. It does get Encore, which, like Politoed, it's especially surprising to the opponent. I don't believe, and it does get Taunt, which could be nice too, but other than that, can't really see. Well, actually, Ally Switch can work out very well on him. Considering how fast he is, you can really throw the opponent off. Me First can work. Yeah, it's mainly those moves, I would say, really help out with Hawlucha and how versatile it is as a sweeper or as a supporter. And it was kind of an odd choice for me to put him in, especially because he has another weakness of Fairy in my team and Ice. But I managed to get him to work. And finally, Ferrothorn. Well, not finally, but next up we have Ferrothorn. And Ferrothorn, despite a lot of people running more defensively on him, despite it having a beneficial nature, its attack isn't as high as his defense still, which is kind of funny. But Ferrothorn is rather strong, really bulky, really tough to take down, and incredibly slow. Whenever people run Ferrothorn, they generally run it with Leaf Seed because they want it to sap health in while dealing decent chip damage, and that's generally with a beneficial nature on defense. Item wise, Lumberry is fantastic for my Ferrothorn because I like to keep its attack rather well. I also don't like having to be confused. I don't like having to be put to sleep from Dark Void. So that's kind of the reason why he also has Lumberry. Now, other options, I have run Rocky Helmet, and it makes Ferrothorn into a fantastic wall against Mega Kangaskhan because of that parental bot ability. It's going to get a lot of damage in, or a lot of recoil damage from the item and its ability. So it works out very well. Other attacks, I guess, or other items, I would say leftovers is still fine. Maybe Citrus Berry. That's all I could really say for Ferrothorn in terms of its items. And I run Thunder Wave on him because that, like I said, that's my third speed control move. Thunder Wave has its advantages over Tailwind and over Icy Wind because Thunder Wave is permanent, you know, unless the opponent has Heal Bell, which is very unlikely in BGC. But Thunder Wave is nice. Icy Wind, you know, it could lower the opponent's speed until they switch out. Tailwind is nice, but only lasts for 2 to 3 turns. And Thunder Wave in this case is not that bad. Protect, of course, is to mainly avoid fire Pokemon. The good thing about Ferrothorn in this team is having to avoid having to be synergized in Rain. Even though it's another grass type, it doesn't really share the same weaknesses that Ludicolo has, and the Rain does dwindle down the opponent's fire attacks against Ferrothorn. It's not that helpful. It's not always helpful. You know, Charizard Y in the Rain could still really hurt Ferrothorn. Maybe just one-shot it with a flamethrower. It might happen. Iron Head is its steel option for stab, and I run Iron Head over Gyro Ball because I have Thunder Wave. Like, if I use Thunder Wave on the opponent and then follow with Iron Head, or I'm sorry, Gyro Ball, it wouldn't be as strong. Gyro Ball is probably a better option if you're running something that isn't Thunder Wave, either probably Knockoff, Curse, Leech Seed, one of those. Does it get Curse? It does get Curse, but it's down here for some reason. That's a little odd. Okay, and then of course finally is Power Whip. Power Whip is a better option for him, just for power's sake. Seed Bomb I don't really see a lot of people run anyways. You also may have noticed I'm running an adamant nature instead of a brave nature, and that is really to outspeed certain really slow Pokemon. Pokemon like Aromatisse, Pokemon like Amoonguss, having to Thunder Wave them or dealing flinches from Iron Head. That works out very well. And lastly, we have Arcanine. This is an offensive Arcanine, which is a little bit surprising for VGC. A lot of people run the bulky Arcanine, but I have enough supporters here. Politoed, Hawlucha, to an extent Ferrothorn, so I needed someone as a pure physical attacker. Now, honestly, I don't think Arcanine is my best bet here. Not just because of the rain that Politoed carries, you know, it's not going to synergize well with it. But also, I just think that having extra Intimidate, extra fighting coverage, it doesn't really work out. Although I don't think I thought of a Pokemon at the time that would really fit in this team over Arcanine. Like, I was thinking of fighting type, but Hawlucha's there, even though Hawlucha is more of a support role. I suppose an electric type might have worked out well, but at the same time, a lot of the electric types I could think of wouldn't really be strong. Also, it's going to be another special attacker, and I feel like I needed a physical attacker. So it was kind of difficult for me to think of someone. But for Arcanine, an Adamant Nature and an Intimidate combo is good. And the Adamant Nature with Life Orb and Extreme Speed is also good. I guess that's the good thing about Arcanine, because I like having priority, but the really only thing that has priority in this team is Ludicolo's Fake Out otherwise. But Extreme Speed is very good on Arcanine. And even still, Arcanine does get Crunch, does get Wild Charge, even Iron Head, which is interesting, but it works out very well for him. He gets close combat for that fighting coverage, or not, or coverage against like rock types or Heatran especially. Like Heatran wouldn't really do too much against him, and of course he has Flare Blitz for the fire stab. Again, it was difficult for me to ever having to use him because I have Politoed. If I needed Politoed against the opponent and Arcanine, that's a problem. And I also think Arcanine's not really needed because a lot of the things that he would want to cover, Hawlucha can cover, Salamence could cover. It's kind of redundant. It's kind of like a whole Star Raptor situation if you're playing like a single player run of Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. If you have Infernape, there's no reason to run Star Raptor. It's a weird comparison, but that's how I thought of it. Anyways, so that's it for the team analysis. It is time for us to test this team out right now. So we have Trick Room. Trick Room on the Jellicent especially. A lot of these Pokemon are potentially going to be very slow. You know, I've seen Landers in Trick Room and Heatran in Trick Room, and it works out a lot. I like to run okay, yeah, actually Ferrothorn wouldn't be that helpful because of Heatran and the Intimidates. So I'm gonna go for Ludicolo, and I don't think Politoed's going to be that helpful. If I were me, I'd probably have to save Ludicolo later for Landorus and Heatran. But I wanted to bring out Hawlucha to really avoid that to avoid the Fake Out. Yeah, because I don't have any much way of doing any more offensive pressure. It's either Quick Guard or Fake Out, you know. Is Salamence good here? No. We have Togekiss, we have Jellicent, we have Abomasnow, and Mega Abomasnow. I'm always looking forward to, honestly. Maybe I should bring out Politoed last, at least. I was not considering this. I was not thinking about this actually, which is the follow me set. So he's probably gonna go for that, and I could go for Skydrop. Wait, no, I can't. Slightly irrelevant, but let's just switch. Freeze? Wow, that did very little damage. Also, he was going to Thunderwave Hawlucha, which is interesting. I'm gonna actually go straight towards Jellicent. I'm wondering why the Thunder Wave. Was this not going to be Trick Room? Let's go for Helping Hand. See how much damage I can do. Oh, now he's going for Follow Me. Smart, actually. This is tough, because I was not expecting those, I was not expecting the Follow Me idea instead. I could go for Scald and do a decent amount of damage right there. Because if he goes, he probably thinks I'll probably do Ice Beam again. He'd probably switch into... I don't know. We could do Double Scald. Just finish it off some way. Does Water Spout. Not that terrifying. He flinches. Okay. The good thing, that's what I was worried about. I'm like, why is he using Thunderwave on Politoed when that's going to make me really slow? Like, I'm slower than Jellicent and Togekiss. That's what I'm wondering. So I'm gonna do this again. Okay. So you Scald. Burn. It was a good switching actually, because that hurt my Pokemon. Okay, so he's bringing out Jellicent. Let's go for Skydrop now. Yeah, this might not turn out very well. Could go for Protect here. Well, no, I lost because Jellicent. There's no way for me to deal with Jellicent. That's the problem with how I considered not putting in Ferrothorns, because of that one Pokemon Heatran. So that's kind of unfortunate. So our second team, we have Mega Heracross, we got Suicune. Can't see many reasons to bring out Ferrothorn. I suppose he can't really worry about Heracross, but he can't do much against Thundurus. He's gonna be terrified against Heatran. I think maybe he's not that bad of a choice here. Unfortunately, Quick Guard does not outspeed Fake Out. Like, it has the same priority as Fake Out, so Hawlucha is not going to Quick Guard the Fake Out from Weavile. Let's go over Politoed and Ferrothorn combo here. And Salamence and Arcanine? What's Salamence and Ludicolo? Going straight for Thunderbolt here. And then the Iron Head. Let's see if I could double up against Thundurus. He has a Life Orb actually. Oh, well. That unfortunately just killed me. Probably say Double Edge here. Yeah, okay, he's gonna do that. I'm gonna just finish off the Thundurus. Yep. Weavile's next. Yeah, okay. So we'll Weavile, going to fake out Salamence. Although he could fake out Ludicolo and that could just bring out that Pin Missile. So I could just go for Hyper Voice and then probably Scarfed. So let's go for Scald. Fake out, okay. Not terribly worried about I'm not terribly worried about Suicune unless if Salamence is on his own. No, you know what? Let's go for Hyper Voice and Energy Ball. Because I don't think if Weavile... Is Weavile faster? He might be. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason I thought he wasn't faster. Oh, I hope I'm faster than Heracross. Knock off, Jesus. That finishes it off. So what went wrong? Yeah, that was just my fault right there on turn 5. Just thinking that I was able to outspeed. I think I mixed up with Ludicolo's speed. I honestly, I just haven't been playing Pokemon Go in a while, or Pokemon Showdown in a while. That is my fault. However, that does it though. Not the best team I've made. I actually could do. You could do a lot with Mega Salamence team, but overall it was fine. Like I said, I enjoyed doing this, but I wanted to just keep things aligned. Sun and Moon's coming out. I want to stream the game. I want to talk about the game. I want to do Pokemon discussions about it. It's just 6th generation is come and gone now, so that's it. But who knows? Next time I might talk about in the future I might talk about the X and Y Megas. So thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a great evening, and I will see you all whenever. Take care.